Hi guys, welcome to my channel Enticing Erisha, and today we are here to talk about the same topic, which is on fear. Firstly, I would like to thank my viewers who have come back with a feedback to me saying they wanted to know what exactly fear is, and it's a very good topic because I feel yes, we have covered what is fear, how is it created, and how do we handle it. But when we think of what exactly is fear, maybe people want to know what happens and a fear is caused. Uh, Fear is something which starts from children to grown up at different stages, and there are different kinds of fears, like fear of your exams, fear of your finances, fear of your relationships, fear of your death, and fear of your parenthood, whatever. So there are different kinds of fears that we come across and that we face in our daily life. Okay, so today we are speaking about what is fear. If you deep dive into this, fear is actually a vulnerable state of mind, where your mind starts thinking of negative outcomes of a given situation. Like when you think about studying, you're obviously not afraid. You're happy reading a book. Okay, you don't feel afraid to read a book. But when do you feel afraid? When do you see fear coming in? That is when your exams come, when there is an outcome and you perhaps think of what the outcome is going to be, the fear factor comes into you. So fear is basically depending on the outcome of a situation, which may or may not be negative. So this is basically a very futuristic thought which everybody thinks like, yeah, even I come across fear day in and day out, but it's just about how we handle the situation. Now, if you see, what happens is your mind kind of keeps moving from one direction to other. When we deep dive into ourselves to understand what exactly is fear, fear is again a state of mind. Now, what is mind? Mind is absolutely nowhere. Like if you look into our body system, our body parts, we have something called the heart, we have something called the brain, but there is no body part which is related or tagged to your mind. There is nothing called mind in your body part. So what happens is the mind basically, it wants to master itself. It wants to say that, see, I am the one controlling the entire body system. So the moment your heart comes up saying, hey guys, let's try this, why don't you do this? See, for example, if you're into a financial constraint, or if you're thinking about your finances, you want to start up something, or you want to look out for a different job, or maybe you want to start a new project, a new career, or do something creative. Immediately what happens is your mind reacts to it saying that no, if you're going to start this business, then what will happen if you lose your money? What will happen if you lose your stability? How would you face your society, your friends? What is the impression that you're going to leave behind to your near and dear ones? That's how the system of fear works. Fear is nowhere in your body. If we look into it, heart is the master of your body. Heart is what that leads your body. But usually the kings don't look for a throne to sit. Wherever they sit, that becomes their throne. Kings are kings. So the mind wants to always prove itself that it's the master, so it kind of disapproves whatever the heart says. If you still look a little deeper on what fear is, you will also see fear is a mirror reflection of your desires. Now, you would want to know what is mirror reflection, and you want to ask me, what exactly, can you elaborate on this? Yes, definitely, I am going to do that. See, when we are humans, right, we have lots of desires in us, and desires kind of lead to different kind of attachments which we tag ourselves to. Let me give you an example. I want to become IPS. Okay, so my desire is to become an IPS, and I'm attached to cracking the IPS exam and becoming an officer and being in command of the situation. Now, what happens is, when I'm like preparing for my exams, I have a fear, what if I don't ever clear this exam? And when this kind of a fear comes into you, your performance is definitely affected. So your desires are a mirror reflection of your fears, and our life is always about having a balance within ourselves, having a balance between happiness and sorrow, and being gloomy and being in a fairly good mood, being rich and being poor, being angry and being very humble. So we have to know how to balance ourselves, and that is, if you learn that art, you will never have fear in you. This is exactly about fear. Now, if you want to ask me, my personal view is like mirror effect of desire is fear, and if you want to come out of fear, I feel the only way to come out of fear is love. Okay, now you will come up saying, okay, if love is a way to come out of fear, okay, I'm going to love my job, I'm going to love my girlfriend, and I hopefully don't have problems in my relationship, or I don't fear that my relationship gets broken. No, it's not that way. If you look deep dive into again your love, it is again tailing down to having expectations from your relationships, or you getting attached in a relationship. So when you're kind of attached to a relationship, again you have the fear coming in. What if my girlfriend is dating another person? What if my girlfriend is chatting with someone else? What if I have some work and I'm not able to attend to her? She might let me go. So again there is a fear, and you're like forcing yourself into that love. Now that is not unconditional love. Okay, so I hope I have tried to answer your question, like what exactly is fear and how it is caused, and what is the way you can like work towards coming out of it. And maybe next week I'll start on the most emotional part of our life, which is love, because few of my viewers have come up with a request asking me questions on relationships. How do we handle relationships? How do we ensure that our relationship doesn't get stagnant? So I'll be posting my next video on Monday. To start with, it's going to be on love, and then we will be speaking about self-love. So until then, see you and have a nice weekend. Bye-bye. Hey guys, if you like my video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and press the bell icon down so that you can keep getting my notifications whenever I'm posting my next video.